Hey, Bill Clinton, what a name. And fun to write adventure from Canada. Good evening, guys. You're the first people in the chat. Please let me know how is the video and audio. Is everything all right? Andrew Peter from Alaska. Woo, so far away. Good evening, Andrew. How are you? Fun to write adventure. All perfect video and audio. Andrew, how is the video and audio in your end? And Bill Clinton as well. All perfect. Great video and audio. I'm glad that the internet is good this evening, because a few times I've got interruptions with the streams here at home, but I hope it will stay like this. All right, guys, today we're gonna have open discussion, Q&A section. Anything that you like to ask me on the topic motorcycle trips, feel free to do it. We can talk on different topics as well. Andrew Peter, my question is a touch philosophical and may require additional time and thoughts. Go ahead, we'll try to answer it if I can. We might make even a different stream if it's so complicated. Why do I choose to travel? Well, I don't know. It came just like that naturally to me. When I was a kid, my father bought to me and my brother a big military atlas, this size, that thick. And when I was kid, I was browsing through these pages and I was dreaming that one day I will go here and there. I will become a great traveler or something like that. To be honest, when I was so young, I didn't even know anything about motorcycles, but I knew that one day I will become a traveler. This was like a dream to me. And number two, what free regrets do you have? One of the regrets that I have, and it's actually part of the video that I'm going to upload tomorrow, is that I did not start it earlier. This is one of the regrets that I have all the time. Now I'm 51 years old. I'm in great health, but I don't know how much more I will be able to continue this way. And now I regret that I did not started traveling earlier, because uh, first time when I left Bulgaria was in 1999. This means that I was 25 years old. And but when I start seriously traveling around the world and more seriously with the motorcycle, it was like 15, 16, 17 years ago, when I was 35, 36 years old, something like that. Now I regret that I did not start it earlier. Smasherton. What is your best lesson learned about the motor traveling? Something you believed but no longer believe. What is my best lesson? I learned many lessons, but what I learned, maybe the best lesson that everyone should learn, that is that the gear, the motorcycles, and everything that you can buy does not really matter. The most important part of every trip are people, at least for me. People that you can meet on the road, stories that you can listen, homes that, and I always try to implement this in my videos, and when I speak to people, try to point them always in this direction, that the gear does not matter at all. What motorcycle, what clothes you have, what boots, what helmet, it doesn't really matter. What is most important is to concentrate on the trip itself, the people that you're going to meet, and the experience that you're going to have. This is for me maybe the most important lesson that I learned, and I hope many will learn it as well. I can see that more and more people are coming. Guys, if you want me to answer your specific questions, it will be nice if you just put it on the bold words or something like that to see it better, because now we have only 9 people, but when more people are coming, more questions are coming, and it will be more difficult for me to reply each and every one. Usually I make these streams for channel members and Patreons, but now I decided that once per month, or maybe twice per month, I can do it to everyone, just to have this conversation with you guys. And if you think that this is something that it's useful and you like it, we might do it even more often. but we'll see. Of course, it will be always on this channel, so if you haven't subscribed already, please do it so, because this will help me to grow the channel faster. I don't want to do it on the main channel because it has a different purpose, but as usual, I will share links to join it. Fun ride adventure. It is indicated to have bear repellent spray if you will travel wild in wild places. Bear repellent spray is probably the best defense that you can have against wild bears, but it is also one defense that, it's how I have to say, this is the last option that you have to use. Yeah, it's a very solid, and it has probably 50% chances that it will help for corpusman. If you compare it with a real gun, let's say pistol or even machine gun, the chances will be 20-30%. The bear spray is really something that might help, but as I said, this should be the last resort. You have to make so many things to avoid meeting bears, if you understand what I mean. Agreed. I keep a motto in Andrew. Colombia. Hey. Buenos noches, señor. ¿Cómo estás? And one of my most impactful memories is riding to the coffee and banana fields with my daughter sitting on the tank. Pure joy. Yeah, this is one of the pleasures of today's world, to share your experience with someone. If you can share with your kids, this is really unbelievable experience. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Okay. What motto you have in Colombia? And where in Colombia? All right, guys, go ahead. Go ahead. I need questions. So far, not many questions. You just watched. If you're not in the chat, please introduce yourself. I cannot make this just one-way connection. I need to see your comments. I need to see your questions. Ducati's Desert. Woohoo! Lucky you. To have this motorcycle in Colombia, oh, it's a little bit complicated. Smashy Smasherton, how do you find your trips? You have a good job. Give you lots of time off. How I fund my trips? Yeah. Well, since 2020, I don't work anything else than YouTube. And I'm a not rich man. I don't earn much money from the channel, but I have I don't have any, or I have just a normal living cost here in Bulgaria. I can still live normally in Bulgaria on an affordable price. I have my own home. I don't pay rent. My utility bills are not so bad. So with the help of the channel and of course help of my sponsors, I can afford to travel once or twice per year. This is the whole trick. I don't work anymore. Andrew Peter, Rio Negro near Medellin, but I'm always in small pueblos of Antigua, Caldes, Rosalda, Equindio. Okay, good. So you spend half of year there and half of the year in other part of the world, or what? What you do, Andrew? Or you stay there all the time? Today we had like almost 30 degrees. It looks like September is gonna be a good month. It will be a lot of riding. I might go to Netherlands in the next few weeks. but not confirmed yet. But this will be everything for this year. No more trips, just Netherlands. I was in Greece last week for 3-4 days. We'll see. So Andrew Peter, half Alaska, part Colombia, and part of to be determined. Okay, I understand. Smasherton, what is your worst moto trip? Place you will never go again. Place I will never go again. I will never go again to Morocco. Morocco is a nice destination to see it maybe once, but I did not like this trip. Did not like it much because, as I told you in the beginning of the stream, for me the best part of every trip are people, and I don't like people in Morocco. They were too commercialized. They are begging for money on every corner. Every time, basically, when you stop somewhere, you will find someone asking, begging for money for nothing, just like that. So I don't mind to pay to someone if he do something for me, for hotel or food or whatever. But just for begging to money on every corner was a little bit weird, and I did not like that. The country is nice. There are so many things to see, but I will never go there again unless I plan a different type of trip, maybe off-road trip around the Atlas Mountains with a few people. Then maybe I can go. But to visit country like that, never again. So I'm not saying that it's a bad place. I just did not like the mentality of people there, and I will never go there again. And there are many places that I won't go again, but not because they are bad. It's because I already saw everything that I want to see. For example, South America. I was in South America last year. I do not have any plans to go there again because on the trip I saw everything that I was planning to see. So for me, there is no more reasons to go there again, if you understand what I mean. Christophe Lady, do you camping with motorbike and tent in Switzerland? It's cheap, 19 francs per night. If you avoid hotels and restaurants completely and stick to supermarkets, it's affordable. Love mountains. In Switzerland, I never been to a tent in Switzerland, but I have more than enough tents in my life. Every time when the hotels are too expensive, of course, I use tent. In Switzerland, never been in the tent, but I perfectly understand you. But if I, when I have a long trip planned, to use a tent every night is basically impossible because it will limit my riding kilometers every day with the tent. Every morning you have to wait until at least sunrise to come to dry your tent. Then you can fold the tent. You're wasting a lot of time. And every few days you're gonna need hotel anyway because you can't really sleep the same way as you're gonna sleep in the tent. So I'm not really a tent person. I've done it many times. For example, in 2022, I was traveling around Europe all the way to Portugal and back. And for 1.5 months, I've got probably maybe 2 weeks, maybe let's say 12, maybe 13 or 14 nights that I spent in the tent because the prices were just too expensive, especially in Sardinia, Corsica, and this part of the world, also in Portugal and Spain. So tent is an option, but if I have the chance to avoid it, I will always do it. And also, if you're careful with the hotels, if you book hostels, which are much better option than tent, you can also lower the prices significantly and actually make a affordable trip. Andrew Peter, how many languages are you able to use for reasonable communication? Well, English, if you think it's reasonable. My English, as you already know, it's not very good, but it helps me a lot to communicate with people. I also can make a very good communication on German, on Russian, and now a little bit of Spanish is also fine. I can do a simple conversations on Spanish. I can find my hotels, food, everything that I need, spare parts. I know everything around motorcycles, roads, directions. So let's say English, German, Russian, Spanish, and if we count Bulgarian, there will be 5 altogether. But I think they are more than enough to travel the world. You can travel even with just one language. Thanks to Google Translate, now it's so much easier than before. But it's always good when you have some verbal possibilities to communicate with people. You can't do it on the Google Translate all the time. Christopher Leity, going to Russia without good Russian language skills. It is possible. Many people, especially around big towns and cities, will speak English. But the more you're going east, the less people you will find speaking English. And also, signs everywhere, everything is on Cyrillic alphabet. You definitely need to learn at least a basic Russian words. Otherwise, it's going to be not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult for you. I cannot really tell you how it is going to be because I speak Russian from a long time. So for me, always been the same. I go there, I can speak with people, I can understand the science, and easy for me. I don't know what will be if you don't know anything, but the example that I can give you right now, when we were in South America, in South America, they all speak Spanish except Brazil. And Brazil is a huge country. We spent almost a month in Brazil. And when you don't understand what they're talking about, it's difficult. It's very difficult to travel. For everything, you need Google Translate for every word and everything. And keep in mind that in Brazil, when I was speaking very slow Spanish, they understand a lot. So with my very little Spanish, they can understand what I mean. But without even a little Spanish, disaster. So I guess it will be the same to you in Russia. Without Russian language, you'll be forced to use Google Translate all the time. But when you sit somewhere or when you want to ask someone about the direction, can you imagine every time to make, this is the Google Translate, see it here, I will hear it here. It is possible, but not everyone will have this patience to wait for you to try to explain. They will just ignore you. And when you cannot read the signs, you might go into the trouble places or whatever. Christopher Leity, to bribe the railway bridges guards at the BAM Balkan Amur, you need to speak Russian. Won't work with translate. Definitely won't. In many places around Russia, it's not going to happen without the language because, as I said, the more you go east, the more difficult it's going to be to find someone to speak the language or to use Google Translate or to deal with something or to take bribes with Google Translate. Forget about it. Just forget about it. It's not impossible, but difficult. But I understand Russian language is completely different than if you're coming from Europe, from UK, from America. You have this international language and you expect everyone to speak your language. I understand perfectly. But when you come from a small country like me, we're always open to learn languages because we know that without languages, we can't go anywhere, just Bulgaria. That's why, luckily, the Russian language was easy for us because they're very similar languages, the same alphabet, and also we learned it at school for many years. 9 people I have right now, but I can see on the chat only 4 people. Christoph, Andrew, Smashy, fun to write, 3-4 people. The rest of the guys, introduce yourself, and if you have any questions, go ahead. There is no topic on this live stream. It's a just Q&A. Whatever question you can have, go ahead. I'll be happy if I can reply on it, if I can help you with the answer. I am here because of you guys. I'm not here to show myself on video. I'm not here to present something else. I'm here because of you. If I can answer your questions, so I said I'll be glad. And keep in mind that everything that we do right now, I'll record it and then will be again on the like a video, slightly edited, and it will be uploaded as a video on my channel. So many people might have similar questions and might benefit from the answers that we're gonna have right now. Or also, if you want to add some information on different topics, feel free to do it. Smasherton, sorry, I haven't been all of your videos yet. ever been to Canada? No, never been to Canada. I plan to go to Canada next year. This is my next trip. I said it a few times. Nothing is officially confirmed yet, but next year, in about probably June, July, and August, I will be in Canada, riding all the way to Canadian Alaska, and then go back. This will be the trip that I plan to make next year. What bothers you most from YouTube viewers' commentaries? Nothing bothers me, honestly. Luckily, I have very little negative comments on my YouTube videos. And if I have negative comments, I never take it so seriously, because some people they are what they are. And with all of my videos, I just try to present and provide the information that I have learned. And I know that it works for me, and I believe that it will work for many other people. So that's why I never bother so much about people's comments. If someone want to have a different point of view or not agree with what I'm saying, I'm absolutely fine with this. As I said, luckily I have very, very little negative comments, and never really have something to touch me so badly that I want to become angry or something like that. Comments are a good thing to read. I read all of the comments that I have at the moment. The channel is not that big, so I have more than enough time, and I can afford to read all the comments. When the channel became bigger, of course, I won't be able to read all the comments. But now at the moment, I enjoy reading the comments, replying to each and every one. And as I said, never really bothered me negative comments or something like that. I perfectly understand that we're all different. They have different preferences, and it is normal many people to have different opinions, even though my audience usually are very loyal people, and they are more like me, orientated to something between road trip, and they like to include some off-road here and there to have a sense of adventure. So nothing more to say on this topic. Another one thing that has to be clear already, but I said it so many times, it looks like people don't understand it. Sometimes I have comments from people always trying to telling me that if you do this or that, your channel will become bigger. If you make this type of videos, you're gonna have more views, or if you do this, more and more people will come and become subscribers and stuff like that. One thing you have to understand: to become the most important or the most famous YouTuber never been my goal, never ever. I started this YouTube journey as a joke. I never planned it at all. It is just happened like that naturally. I never planned to be on YouTube. My goal has always been the same: to see the whole world, and it will never change. If YouTube is able to help me, and it's actually YouTube helped me a lot to see the world, because I have so many communications with people. I met so many wonderful people around the world because of YouTube. So YouTube somehow helping me to complete my goal. But YouTube itself is not a goal at all. It is just the tool that I use to complete my goal, if you understand what I mean. That's why I never worry so much about comments or anything related to YouTube. And I will never change the way I think or my life because of YouTube. End of the story. Andrew Peter, long story, but I have a Tiger 900 RP currently located in Vancouver. Need a moto for next year. Yeah, I definitely need a moto for next year, but Tiger 900 RP will be overkill for me. I need something simple. I will check if I can ship my Tenere on a normal price. I will bring my Tenere. If I cannot do it, then I will try to find something more simple, probably like Kawasaki KLR, something like that. If someone have it to give it to me, even to rent it from someone, I will be more than happy. If not, I will buy one KLR on affordable price and sell it after that. This Tiger 900 is just too big and heavy and motorcycle that I don't really need. Andrew Peter, it's already been to Ushuaia, Dalton, and Dumpster. I perfectly understand. I just don't need such a big and complicated motorcycle. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, but it's not necessary. If you can find to me affordable KLR, I will be happy to buy it and of course sell it after I finish the trip. Anko. Zdravey, Pavlina, I came to Bulgaria. I didn't understand a word, but if you're respectful and nice to people, a whole new world opens, mostly outside of Sofia. It is exactly the same, Anko. Wherever you go, even if you don't understand the language, if you respect them, if you behave like a normal human being, they will accept you everywhere and they will help you even with the languages. Christopher Leity, I'm dreaming of KTM 500X EXC as an expedition motorcycle. This option might work for you. A few people have done it. They convert these motorcycles to real travel machines, but depends on that. If you plan to have more than 70-80% of the trips that you plan to make off-road, then go for KTM. If you plan to stay most of the time on the asphalt, then go to something else. This is not very good option for very long trips. It's a good motorcycles to ride them off-road, but for long trips with this oil change extra intervals, like you have to change the oil basically every, let's say, 1,000 kilometers. How are you gonna do it? О, Савке, чао. Добре съм, ти как си? Добро, добро. Smasherton. I went up Dempster Highway to Canadian Arctic tuk in June, took Vistrom 1000. It was fine, but my jersey would have been more fun. Absolutely agree. I'm with you, Smasherton. If I can have a lighter bike, I will have more fun with it. I can have a different tracks here and there. I can include some more off-road terrains, but with this Triumph, no. Christopher Leity already owns 750 Africa Twin and 690 KTM. 600 is great in Africa, Armenia, Albania. I perfectly understand you as well. KTMs are wonderful motorcycles to ride. Unfortunately, I don't want to own KTM. I have my understandings about it. I have seen more than enough broken KTMs. I don't want to say anything bad about the brand, but it is just not reliable enough to me. This is my opinion. I might be wrong, but for now, this is what I think. As I said, I have seen more than enough broken 690 KTMs and every KTMs. And maybe about 10 years ago, many people tried to travel with these models, but it does not really happen yet. Now, when you see travelers, especially far away, they usually use very old Japanese motorcycles. That's it. No more KTMs. Slavke, glad to be here with you guys. Okay, Slavke, our pleasure. If you have Slavke, not Slavke, Slavke, if you have any questions, go ahead on any topic, motorcycle trips or something else. It's open conversation, Q&A. If anyone wants to use a super chat, I'll be more than happy. It will help the channel and me as well. If you have questions, go ahead, guys. I am here for you. One, two, three, five, six people in the chat, but I have 12. The rest of the people, once again, please introduce yourself in the chat and where are you from, what motorcycle you have, and if you have some questions, please go ahead and ask it. Christopher Leity. Austrian guy did around the world trip on a Honda CRF 450L. It's a bike that needs small intervals. He's happy with Tonwell adventure. Yeah, of course, it is possible with any bike to do around the world trip. You can do it even with the bicycle. But the point is how hard or difficult it's gonna be. So if this guy made around the world trip with CRF 450L, can you imagine how many times he changed the oil? And what is the comfort on this very light and small motorcycle with narrow seat when you have to cover thousands of miles on it? I, as I said, it is possible with anything, but the level of comfort that you're gonna have when you're on the asphalt road is gonna be so low. And then when you go to off-road sections, you'll be perfectly fine with this light 450 uh, Honda. But there is such a big difference between one and another. That's why I prefer to have a motorcycle that is relatively comfortable on the asphalt roads and affordable to me on the dirt roads. That's why I have this Tenere, and this is the best option for me. I'm not saying that it's not possible to travel with CRF 450. Of course it is. Kari, oh, nice to see you again here. How are you? Do you have any questions? A few times I met people with scooters, traveling with scooters, but it's a different story. Adam Lukas, hello. What is my dream bike? I don't dream about bikes, Adam. I dream about where to go and what is my next destination and dream to see the whole world. Not about bikes. Bikes are just a tools. Vasilis. So, dear Z4S, Regio Aventura, 300 Serum Rally, or KTM 390 Enduro. None of them. I will prefer to bet on something that is already proven, brand that is very well known with spare parts everywhere and proven reliability. I will never go to this kind of exotics. I don't know anything about these two motorcycles. 390, I read them before. Maybe perfect option for someone. DRZ 4S, I haven't even tried. What to say? Savke, I have said from I'm not a motorcycle, as Yamaha TDC Tetka. Okay, good. Andrew Peter, do you ever feel the need to change your fuel filter because of poor fuel quality? Where did you find this bad fuel? I had many places with very bad petrol quality. Never changed my fuel filter because it is the motorcycle that I ride at the moment is with a injection, fuel injection, and the filter is on the bottom part of the fuel pump. If I want to change this filter, I have to open the tank, remove the pump, change the filter, and this is not necessary. Once when it's jammed, it will stop working, and then I'm going to change it. But I don't need to change any filter. If you have a motorcycle that is with carburetor, then you can install a small filter. But usually these filters makes more problems than really helps. And but fuel you can find everywhere. For example, the last time when I had very bad fuel quality was in South America. It was actually in Argentina. On one spot, the petrol stations were closed. So the only place that I found petrol was in a local village. And I bought 3 liters of petrol. And from these 3 liters of petrol, at least 500 or 700 grams was a pure water. I haven't seen it because the place I bought the petrol was very dark. But once I get it on outside, it was terrible petrol. So I try to use only the petrol and to leave the water in the bottle. But shit happens when you don't have many options. You're happy to have anything. Cedric Cumu, what is your next destination? Will you still travel to Africa? Cedric, I just said it. Probably you haven't been here until this moment. My next destination is gonna be Canada next year. I'll be there June, July, and August, and plan to arrive on the east coast of Canada, ride all the way to the west, visit Canadian Alaska, and then go back maybe on different options if I can find. There are not so many roads over there. I still plan to travel to Africa. At the moment, it is not really possible to travel the whole Africa. You have to do it on different pieces, maybe South Africa, maybe Tanzania, Kenya, a few more countries like that. When, I don't know. I will do it definitely. Just cannot say when. Fun to ride adventure. Any opinion about Kove 800X Pro? I have seen this motorcycle in Istanbul exhibition this year, but I haven't tried. I cannot say anything about it. Look good on paper, but what is really, I don't know. Thank you very much for the super chat, Fun to Ride Adventure. Thank you very much. I cannot say much about it until I try it. Probably I'll try it on some stage. Here in about week time, or 14, 15, something like that this month, a guy will come here to my place with a Kove 450 and he will give it to me to make a test ride and video about it. So I will have more information about Kove 450, but 800X, nothing at the moment. Once again, thank you very much for the super chat. Fun to Ride Adventure. Savke, what car do I drive? I drive one very old Alfa 147. Not really good car, but I don't mind. It's just stay here in front of my house. It's a 2006 model, almost 20 years old. I don't mind. It works. It works. I had many cars. I don't need them anymore. In the winter when it's cold, yes, go to the town here and there, yes. But basically here in Varna, last year we've got probably around 10 days with a heavy snow that was not possible to use the motorcycle. The rest of the days were fine, perfectly fine to ride a motorcycle. It's a bit chilly and cold, but for 20-30 minutes ride it's fine. The cars are not my priority anymore. They were when I was young. You know, when you're a young guy, you want to have these beautiful, modern, fast cars. Not anymore. Not anymore. That's fine. I drive 2005 Ford Focus. Works flawlessly. Absolutely, I agree. Old cars are like old motorcycles. They don't have any things to remember. There is no passion in these cars, but they just work all the time. And to fix an old car is so simple. This Alfa, as I said, 20 years old on more than 200,000 kilometers, but it works. It works all the time, and it is diesel. It's so cheap to run it. It's used like 5 liters diesel per 100 kilometers. And when I have small technical problem, I can go to the mechanic who is friend of mine. He can fix it very cheaply, very cheaply. If you have a new car now, man, they are so complicated. For everything, you start with a computer diagnostic that will cost you like 100 euros. And then only problems on the top, and the repairs usually cost thousands. Compared to this old Alfa, is just nothing. That's why I still keep it, because it works. It works all the time. Okay, I'm glad that more and more people are coming. Perfectly. And I would like to see more and more questions. Go ahead, guys. The number of people is rising, but the questions are not so many. Don't be shy. You know, old cars, or not so good quality cars, they're like wives. Maybe there is no passion with the relation, but they always works. And beautiful cars or beautiful modern motorcycles, they are like lovers. Always piss you off for something, but you have such a pleasure to ride them. So this is my explanation about old cars and maybe modern cars and modern motorcycles. And the reason I have this Tenere, because it is just trouble-free motorcycle. Yeah, it is not the fastest, it's not the most beautiful, but it works for me. And as I said in the beginning of the stream, for me the most important part of every trip is just the trip itself and people that I'm going to meet, places that I'm going to visit. The motorcycle is just the tool that helps me to complete the trip. That's why I never focus on it so much, but I perfectly understand people who have a different opinion on these topics, and they like their motorcycles, they love them, they put their names on it, and they believe that if they have the last model, it will be way better on the trips. But it's old versus new. If you prefer simple, why do you ride a modern T7 and not an old Africa Twin or Tenere? I had the old Tenere 660 for 200,000 kilometers. The reason I changed it because it started making problems already. Even though it runs 200,000 kilometers without any problems, it was obvious that it's a single cylinder motorcycle and it cannot continue traveling like that. And from the moment I start feeling that it might be a problem for the future, I cannot uh, rely on it as before, I changed it. And I changed it with the new model because this was the most simple motorcycle and the most affordable motorcycle that you can have at the moment. It was a brand new 3 years ago when I bought it, and the reason I bought it brand new, not a second hand, because I couldn't find an affordable price second hand. They were actually more expensive than the new bike in the shop. That's why I bought this Yamaha Tenere, but it's not complicated at all, and it's simple. Africa Twin, old Africa Twin. I used to have this old Africa Twin many years ago, and I thought that this is the best motorcycle in the world. But recently, I've got the chance to ride it again, and what I have to say, it's such a crappy motorcycle. I don't know why I love it so much before. So for me, this is not an option at all. Too heavy, does not run well, does not stop well, and it's just too complicated and breakdowns all the time. So that's why I have this Tenere now. Savke, yes, I own 3 Series BMW too. It is a lover as it gets, fun, but not that reliable. Absolutely agree. Christoph Lady, your best and most funny video. How do you slowly convince your wife? What do you do? And long trip rewatch and you haven't seen. Yeah, very old video, but it's very true video. This is exactly what I do even now. This is the way I manipulate my wife all the time, because usually everyone is playing big macho. No problem, whatever I say at home, it will happen. I have no problem to go here and there. I never listen to my wife. But in the end, we all know what will happen. If you go on the trip without your wife let you go, it will be the end of your relations. That's why it's better to use the information from that old video, and then you can go everywhere you like. And also, my wife is my hero. She always support me in anything. She tried to manipulate me or to convert me to a different person in the beginning of our relation, was almost 30 years ago, but she quickly realized that it is better for her to let me do whatever I love to do, and then when I get back home, I'm a better man, better husband, better everything. So no reason for me to stop me. Cedric Kimio, what is your take on Chinese bikes? They are breaking the market in Kenya. Kobe, CF Moto, very good options. Kobe, CF Moto, fantastic motorcycles, very affordable prices, half of the price of, let's say, a Japanese bike. The only problem that I can see right now with these motorcycles is reliability. We don't know how much they will last. We don't know. Recently, I have the chance to ride CF Moto 450. I have even a video on the channel. Nice to ride. Everything was good. The only problem that I have, as I said, reliability. I don't know how much they will last. And people usually say that, yeah, but it's half of the price. I don't mind what is the price if you break down in the middle of the road, far away from home, in the middle of your trip. Then the price, it doesn't matter already. I just want to have a motorcycle that I'm going to get it and ride at least 200,000 kilometers. And I'm not sure that these Chinese motorcycles will last that long. As I already proved with my old Tenere, 200,000 kilometers without problems, I do believe that the new will last it as well. At the moment, I have more than 86, 7,000 kilometers. Nothing at all. I'm just riding, and never even think about motorcycle. This is my point. The same with Chinese motorcycles. Good option for now, but only the future will tell us what is the real situation. Adam Lucas, you're gonna start doing bike reviews again in the future? I do it every time when I have this chance, Adam Lucas, because earlier I did a lot of reviews because I was living in Berlin, Germany, and in Berlin, Germany, they have brands, many brands and shops that I can go there, take the motorcycle and try it. Here in Bulgaria, we don't have these options. We don't even have a dealer who give a motorcycles for test rides. So the only test rides that I can make right now are a motorcycles that belongs to my friend, or when someone comes to give me a motorcycle. As I already told you 10 minutes ago, a guy will come to Bulgaria next week, and he will give me his Cover 450 for test ride and to film it and do it. But other than that, I cannot do it. It doesn't matter how hard I like to do it, because I don't have these options. Christopher Leite, can you answer, please? Why did you leave Berlin and Germany forever? First of all, I never went to Berlin, Germany to stay there forever. My original idea was to stay there 2 years, 3 years, no more than 2, 3 years. But then the business that I've got there was so good. I was basically doing nothing, and I was getting paid very well. And this pushed me to stay a little bit longer. And because I had a lot of free time, I also have many trips, because I have a lot of free time, and I was earning good money. So this gave me the chance to travel more and to develop this channel. But I never really planned to stay and live in Berlin, Germany. It's nice town. It's all perfect for Germans, but I am Bulgarian. We have completely different mentality, and a lack of friends and people around me that I can trust was killing me every single day. I knew that I will go home, but it just took me more than I originally planned. But finally, when in 2020, when the COVID strike, when the whole tourism stopped, because my business was in the tourism, it was the final point that pushed me to go back in Bulgaria. And now, to be honest, I will go to live in Germany back again only if I have a rifle on my neck and someone already pulled a half trigger. Then I can go there. But no other situations. I can go for a while just to cross it Germany, to travel as a tourist, but to live there, never again. Not a bad place, but it's just not for me. I hope that this answers the question. Go ahead, guys. I will give you 10 minutes more. If you have more questions, now is the moment to share it. We'll keep the stream, let's say, 1 hour. Of course, if I can see more people and more questions, I will keep it a little bit longer. And as I told you, I will start making these streams maybe twice per month, maybe more, if more and more people are coming, and if we have good conversations. I can start making these streams every week. But what I can see right now, there are not so many people, not so many questions, so maybe it's not worth it to make every week. Vasilis, I believe electronics to be the new rust of every modern vehicle. What is your thoughts on this matter? I agree with you. The more electronics you have, the more problems you eventually will have on the motorcycle. The simple it is, the simple the life is going to be, but nothing we can do about it. Everything is moving very fast in this direction. And as I said many times on my videos, actually, the market demands the rules. What people need, this is what they get. So I don't know what to say. George Salsa, greeting from Plovdiv. I got the new Tracer 900 this year. Great bike for me, since I'm not a fan of riding off-road. Fantastic. That's why we have so many brands and models, and everyone should find the model that fits his type of trips and his types of adventures. And it does not need to be off-road. Off-road is not for everyone. I also like to have off-roads on my trips here and there, but not to ride all the time off-road, because if you stay all the time off-road, or at least for me, if I stay all the time on the off-road, I will never be able to see the whole world in my life, because off-road is usually very slow. If you want to see, let's say, India, you have to go on the other side of the world. How are you going to get it off-road? It will take forever to go there. That's why off-road is a great fun here and there. Nice options to have connections, or a few days rides, or to make some experiments, or to go through some challenging terrains. But to travel only off-road is just not for me. Many people love it, and they go to these roads or whatever off-road trips, only off-road trips. But as I said, my goal is to see the whole world, and I cannot do it if I stay only off-road. It's just not possible. To me, I don't have this time. Some people might do it. Come on, guys. Any more questions? As I said, if I see more and more people coming to these live streams, I might do it again next week to see what will be the response. And if there is more and more people and more questions, I will start doing it every Sunday, open for everyone. But it's not promised yet. At least twice per month, I'll do it. Maybe it will take time to everyone to learn it, because now I uploaded a few posts about the live stream, and I can see people are changing all the time, coming and go. So maybe if I start doing these live streams more regularly, every Sunday, people will learn about it, and it will be more usual. Okay, Andrew Peter, what is your preferred navigation system? Paper maps, Andrew, paper maps. I use paper maps all the time. Of course, I have a second telephone that I use for navigation when I need to find a specific addresses in the towns or villages or whatever I plan to go. But I rely 90% of the time on my paper maps. Before every trip, I buy a paper maps for the specific area that I plan to go. I draw on the map with a red marker my route, my basic route, and then I fold it and put it on my tank bag and follow this paper map. Of course, when I need to go a specific town and I need a specific address, I just turn on my telephone, use Google Maps, find the address, and as soon as I leave the town, turn off the telephone and continue traveling with paper maps. I know that this is not an option for many people, but I like it this way because the paper map gives me many benefits. First of all, I am always aware where exactly I am. I know what is in front of me. I know what is in the west, what is in the east, what is in the south. I have an idea about the whole area that I plan to travel. And even if I lose the map, I will still have a very good information how to orientate myself. That's why I prefer to travel with paper maps. I perfectly understand that it's way more easier if you have a GPS, press the button and follow directions, but it's just not my type of traveling. I like to navigate myself with the maps and, of course, with the signs that are everywhere around the world. I'm traveling since the moment when we haven't got any GPSs available. And back in the days, we were traveling only with paper maps and navigations. And this is how I travel even today, my preferred method. I hope that I answered your question. And if you want to get lost, the best way to do it is by navigation system. Man, it's a problem. When you get lost, you're really lost. With paper map, it's not that easy to get lost because all the information is always in front of you. This town, next town, the number of the road. So you're riding, you see the number of the road, you see the towns, you see the signs. You cannot really make such a huge mistake. With the GPS, you're seeing nothing. You see only small screen and blindly follow these directions. Whatever the GPS says, left, you go left, right, you go left, right. And if it's construction works or some block roads, you don't know what to do. Then GPS send you back, you make a big U-turn and send you again to the same location. But when you have a map, you can always decide where to go and how to do it. All right. All right, guys, 5 more minutes, please. Questions? Andrew is the most active. Andrew from Alaska. Tomorrow, if you have time, watch the video that I'm going to upload on the main channel. It's something that might help you a lot. I'm not going to give you any more information. 8 o'clock East European time, it will be online, and you might get some benefits from it. All right, it looks like I'm not going to have any more questions. So thank you very much for coming tonight, guys. I hope that on the next stream we're gonna have even more people and more questions and better chances to me to explain more and eventually to help more and more people with the conversation. But I'm glad that at least some stage I saw like 15, 16 people were in the chat here. Good. I would like to be more. I would like you to be more active, to ask more. But maybe this is a good option because I haven't done streams with so many people, and maybe if the people are too many, I won't be able to read and reply to each and every one. Maybe this is a better option for now. We'll see how it will go for the future. Vidimo se Savke, Kari, thank you very much for coming. To each and every one of you, thank you very much for coming tonight, guys. I'm sure that you have a better things to do on Sunday evening to spend it with your family. See you next week. If I make an open stream, it will be next week. If not, we'll see. At least we're gonna see each other, or at least you're gonna see me on the channel. This one-way connection. All right. Ciao, guys.